Hello everybody, we are here with a timeless reading. Before we get started with the reading, let's set the intention for this to be a space where everyone allows themselves to feel seen and validated, and ultimately for this to be a safe space and a healing space in alignment with the highest good. Alright. I'm seeing the world in the Chariot. This can be you really needed to put in the work or effort or consistency in order for something to successfully work for you. This can be associated with a move that you're making. It can be literally physically a move that you're making, but it can also be I'm making this move to be able to get over there in a less tangible way. Tangible meaning less physical way. It could be any sort of movement that's being made. Okay, we're starting off with the Page of Swords. Okay. This Page of Swords particularly looks a little bit dubious. Want more context for this. Who's on the bottom of the deck? Okay, that would make sense. See this page? Isn't that a face that looks a little bit perplexed or dubious a little bit about something? Are you sure about that? That's the vibe that I get from this guy. Maybe you also know the truth about something, because I almost feel like you have clarity on something, or you're getting clarity on something, and there may be a situation facing you that could be telling you potentially the opposite of that, and you're I don't know about that. I actually see this be a bit of confidence here that you have, but it's because you have clarity on something, or it's because of something that you know. This deck is called the Fountain Tarot deck, for anybody that wants to know. The other deck that I use, the one that I normally use, is called the Art Nouveau. I'm pretty sure that's what it's called. Okay, you're testing the waters here. Having Page of Swords and Eight of Cups is you kind of looking around prior to potentially exiting a situation, or you could be looking for something better, reasons to leave. Is this definitely not the thing for me? Because Page of Swords is I want to get that information. I want to know I'm seeking the truth here, or I'm seeking information, I'm seeking word about this, I'm seeking understanding about this, I'm seeking some sort of intellectual enlightenment here. And then Eight of Cups is, it seems like it's connected with a situation of, do I stay or do I go? Is this going to work or is it not? Will this be fulfilling me in the way that I need to, or is it time that I move on here? Is this not really for me to be here anymore? This can also be too, you had been within something, I want that information, and now you could be at a point where you're I don't even care about that anymore. So that could be something that you're not going to be doing anymore. It's really not something that feels relevant any longer, but it could have been something where before you were soaking up as much information about that as possible, or as much of the experience as you could, and now you're maybe something you don't really want to be involved in anymore. Maybe it's something that you're what's even the point of this? Maybe you had your fill here. Okay. You're moving towards the Ace of Cups. Now, this really makes sense energetically. Sometimes I see things where it's consciously and energetically, there are two different things going on. That's not what I'm seeing here. What I'm seeing here is Eight of Cups going to the Ace of Cups is I'm stepping forward from a situation that I feel is dried up, it's not really meant for me any longer. I feel out of place here, and I'm walking towards something that I feel connected to. See? Eight of Cups to the Ace of Cups. And that's a brilliant thing that's happening because these two together are going to add up to the Nine of Cups. And the Nine of Cups is something that you're going to be like happy about, that situation that you're creating for yourself. See how this is like, this is the Eight of Cups here. See how these are all empty and this person's walking away because they're like, there's nothing for me anymore here. That's what this card is about. And now this person is walking towards the Ace of Cups. And the Ace of Cups is like a new spark that you feel connected with. It's like something that just, it just had electricity like running through it and now you're connecting with it. Where like this has no more juice anymore. This is like stepping to the thing where it's like that live wire, that connection, like that energetic pull that you're feeling from the heart space towards something. Because it's cups here, it's water. I'm hearing that the pull is because there's something similar that's resonating within that resonates within you, is like the long of what I'm hearing. King of Pentacles. Okay. For some of you, this is a position that you're moving into that you feel is a role that you feel much more connected with. Let's say this also. This situation that you had been in before or that you're about to be stepping out of, there could have been things that would pull you back energetically that you could be like, what's the best example for me to use here? Let's say that you're leaving a workplace environment. You could stay in like the gossip of the workplace or like getting information or finding out what's going on there and doing all of that stuff and like putting that sort of energy, your air energy into that. But I'm seeing you be like, I don't even care about like the drama of the workplace anymore. Like I don't even need to know, not even, I mean, for some of you drama, yes, but for others of you, it's like, I don't even need to know like the business of what's going on now. I don't really care anymore. And I don't want to spend my energy doing that and finding out what's going on because I feel like it's not really relevant to what I have going on now because I'm moving into something else. And I'm seeing that what you're stepping into, it's like this position, this role that you're playing, that the role that you're playing, that you're stepping into, that you're going to be playing, that you feel genuinely connected with in a way that you didn't feel connected before with that last thing that you were doing. But it took you sort of like scouting things out to maybe realize, so if you were happy, the word complacent is coming through. If you were happy sort of sitting within something that felt maybe mediocre to you, and you hadn't been like looking around to maybe explore, I don't know if you would have gotten to this point, but I'm seeing there was this like curious energy of, I'm sort of curious about what else is going on out there. Page of Swords. It's like, I want to see like over the wall that I've sort of built myself, built around me, you know, and this Page of Swords is like that peeking over and being like, what's going on out there? And then when you see these other things, it's like, I want to walk like beyond, again, this wall that I've created for myself, because something out there is like calling to me. I feel that it's resonating with me and I want to move forward with that. And for many of you, again, this is like a role that you're going to be playing. It can be a new like responsibility or responsibilities of yours. It can be a new way that you're going to be making money. It can be a new position of yours. Your livelihood is most likely connected with this. You're going to get to have more control within this position, I'm seeing as well. Double-edged sword. Because sometimes that can feel like a good thing, and then other times it's like, nobody's going to tell me what to do here, you know? Like you become your own boss. Yeah, Ace of Wands. This is like a prime, very much going along with what I was seeing about somebody like peeking over the fence. I'm seeing that here. It's like you caught wind of an opportunity and you were like, seize the day. But it meant that you had to leave something else. There was a transition that had to be made. But it was something that you didn't really feel like, again, it's like this feeling of something was like dried up. Like there wasn't anything to really connect with. Like those sparks didn't feel like it was so much there any longer. This move, I'm seeing it be super, super encouraged. I'm seeing like nothing but the type of stuff that you would want to see looking at this and being like, did I make the right choice going after this opportunity? Like, can I do this? Because I'm seeing you may feel like there's a lot of weight on you or responsibility. Like this King of Pentacles here within this deck, this looks like somebody seasoned. And you may be stepping into a role and be like, I need to know what's going on here. I got to know what I'm doing here. Like I'm seeing you be, some of you I'm hearing about that coin. It's like definitely connected with responsibility and your resources too. But I'm actually I'm getting that you may not be giving yourself like as much credit. There may be things that you know how to do that like you don't know that you know how to do yet. But I'm actually seeing you're going to be quite good. Like this person in this card looks so comfortable in this spot. And I think that you're going to find that even though these may be big shoes that you feel like you're filling here within this situation, that it actually suits you very well. Because I'm seeing you're going to be very comfortable doing this, but it may still be something that you're getting familiar with because we have the Ace of Cups here. So this can be something new for you because aces speak about like new beginnings or something that we're just trying out or something that we're not super familiar with because it's like a new chapter for us. So this is like a role for a new chapter for you. But this King of Pentacles looks very, very comfortable. So I think that even though there's like the learning curve of things being new, once you get comfortable, like once you sort of adapt and acclimate to this, you're going to be like, I can't picture myself doing anything else. Like that's the vibe from this energy. And then to have the Ace of Wands and the Six of Wands is like an opportunity that you took a chance with, but that you're like making the types of moves that need to be made in order to make this happen, make this a viable thing for you. And that you really following your heart here and being like, I don't know what this means, but I'm connected to it. And so I'm going to like follow that string from my heart to this thing. And I'm going to move in that direction. And that's really what's having you like make this win here. And I'm getting to that. It was like also this connection that inspired you enough to enact this Eight of Cups here and be like, I may be leaving something comfortable, but I just feel that it doesn't have that thing that is the Ace of Cups, that is that live wire anymore. And situations are like that for us, and that's how we're meant to be following our dharmic path. It's like when something speaks to you, you're meant to go in that direction, and when something stops speaking to you, it's saying like, hey, you don't need to be here anymore. It's time for you to pay attention to where else you're being called. And this very much feels like a moment of that, where you were like, I'm being called somewhere else because this Ace of Cups popped out for you. So it's like, I'm interested in playing that role, or I want to see how things go here, or I'm ready to take on that responsibility, or at least try it on and see how it goes. And I'm seeing because you were willing to do this, and it's not an easy thing to do. Eight of Cups is not an easy thing to do because it means leaving the safety of something that even if it's not like super fulfilling anymore, it's become part of our habit and we've spent time there doing that, and we get very nostalgic as humans for the most part. And so even if you think you may be going to something better, it can still be very difficult to leave something and to move on to the next thing, you know? Like transitions aren't the easiest things for us. So this is what I'm seeing. And Eight of Cups means too, there's like some sort of sentimental connection there. So there is something going on there. So anyway, Having the Ace of Wands, this means that in this position, there are going to be plenty of opportunities that open up for you, doors that are going to be opening for you. Stay on the lookout for these. Just as you were on the lookout for this connection and this thing that you're doing now, stay on the lookout for further opportunities that are connected with this new thing that you have going on here. Things are going to go, I think, even better than you expect them to. Like, Ace of Wands and Six of Wands is like you really picked the right door to go through here, and this is going to be something for you. And you're meant to just keep following Ace of Cups. Keep following your intuition and the feelings that you're getting just as you've been doing. Like, keep doing it that way. I'm seeing this just be encouragement for you to keep doing things as you have been. But also, too, the other thing is, do not... Here is the encouragement. You don't have to listen to this if you don't want to. This is just the suggestion that's coming through. Do things that you feel inspired to do. However, do not have such an attachment to the results that you're going to be so affected by something or doing something just for the results. Because it's really going to get in the way of what's happening here. So it's about doing something because you feel inspired to do it, doing something for the sake of doing that thing, because you're like, I feel called to do this, I feel inspired to do this, rather than having this attachment to the results. Because if you have an attachment to the result and it's not exactly as you expect to, in your head, you're going to perceive that as something negative and it's going to change your vibrational frequency. So this is like a very nuanced thing that's going to happen, but it will affect things. And so the best thing that you can do is be like, whether this turns out great or terrible or whatever, like it's just going to be what it will be, because we can be in acceptance of something when we just allow it and be like, I want to paint this picture now. So whatever the result is going to be, it's going to be that. I feel inspired to paint, and so that's what I'm going to do. And I'm just interested to see what this turns into, you know? So keep that mind frame with whatever this is that you're doing. Because you're doing it for the sake of doing it, not for the results. Because it will stifle you if you're doing things only for results. And then it takes the energy out of that too. Right? It's like that saying about how true mastery is like about the craft and not about our fixation on the results of things. Even though it can be challenging not to do that, but it's just something that we have to unlearn if that's our mind frame. Yeah, this Queen of Swords has been wanting to pop out. Some of you may have somebody tagging along, I'm hearing specifically. I get like equal energy here. This can be somebody that's maybe giving you advice or talking to you when you're moving through things. For some of you, they're giving you business advice or guiding you within the position that you're in, or they're just somebody that you can talk to that doesn't get all caught up in like emotional stuff and is very like level-headed and can talk to you from that space. Like you would perceive this person as being intelligent. They would like reflect that back to you, you know? So they would also bring that out within you. Also too, I'm seeing as well that you being in your earth and your air energy is going to be helpful for you. So you thinking about like your business stuff and what you have going on here and the actual like activities that are going on and thinking like in that mind frame of the King of Pentacles, and then also being within this energy of the Queen of Swords, which is you using your discernment and also not being in a rush to form conclusions either, but to just be making, both of these cards make very smart moves, and they're more reserved as well with the moves that they're making. That's not to say like don't take a risk and don't take a chance, but it's saying like the Queen of Swords and the King of Pentacles, they're both going to be patient with the process and allowing things to unfold. So that's definitely something to practice here. Like the King of Pentacles is somebody that this is embracing the masculine earth energy. This is like, I will put in the hard work and the consistency, and the results will like take as long as they will to happen. Like the conclusion will take as long as it will to happen, because I know that I'm doing good work right now, quality work right now, and I'm going to be patient and watch it build out to something rather than rushing through everything. You know, this is about like King of Pentacles is going to do things right and make sure that what you're doing is quality, and be patient with the process. And Queen of Swords is using one's discernment and level-headedness, and not putting emotions in this and being like, why didn't this happen? Why didn't that happen? Oh, I'm so terrible at this. You know, like all of those things that pop up. Queen of Swords is you being in a space where you're like, it's going to take time, like this is going to happen, that's going to happen. And it's also being more observant as well of what's going on. Again, like not jumping to these conclusions. It's sort of like observing what's going on, and then like when an issue happens, then you problem solve. So this is not like this could happen in that thing and this over here. It's like not getting ahead of yourself. Queen of Swords is the feminine air energy, so this is going to be respond. So you don't need to be thinking about all the problems that could happen now, or this or that, or what you have to say over here. This is like when that thing happens and it's like right in front of you, that's when you deal with it. And you do so from a grounded space. So I'm seeing that be the advice of the format of energy that is going to be helpful, most helpful for you to be in currently within this. And trust your magic, because you're making it happen. Beautiful. Okay, last energy, archetypally speaking, that's going to help for you to be in is King of Wands. So because we have first the Queen of Swords, this is being receptive and level-headed, responding to situations through the use of your discernment. This means too, you're not being rushed or panicked into making a choice, meaning if you really like don't know something, like I'm going to wait until this feels more clear. And then once that is sort of formulated and you know how you want to respond to a situation, you take action immediately. But again, do so with this element of the King of Pentacles, where you're making sure that the way that you're taking action, it's like a sound way that you're taking action. So this isn't just like an impulsive, I need to act now, or I need to do something, or I'm so uncomfortable now. This is you easing yourself into things and taking grounded action, and taking action that's going to count later on as well. I see the king and the King of Pentacles and the King of Wands very much as being like, it's coming across in an emperor-like energy, where you're thinking about what you're building and what you're doing now and how that's going to affect you later on, and you're making like smart business moves or smart moves within this role that you're playing that's like associated with this role. Okay? This means also too, you don't need to be giving yourself extra work. Like, because the King of Pentacles and the Queen of Swords are coming before the King of Wands, if it were just the King of Wands here, this would be like, get busy, like put yourself out there and go be doing things. I'm not seeing it be like that. This is kind of like when things pop up, then you take care of them immediately, but you don't need to just be doing a bunch of stuff and making yourself busy for no reason. So that's also something to be mindful of as well. Like sometimes less is more. But like when it comes time, when you feel like you're called to action, when you've sussed something out and you're like, okay, this is what I need to do, then you execute and you follow through with it, okay? And thinking about like why you're doing this and this role that you're playing and how that aligns with that, okay? Like let that be the motivation. Okay, my friends, we are going to leave the reading here. I would like to thank everybody for connecting. Thank you for tuning in. I'm wishing everybody love and light and healing, and I hope to catch you guys next time.